Hello guys and gals, and welcome to another episode of Unique Items. Today we're going to be going over an odd one, and what is it? Well, it's not in my inventory, it's on the ground. It is the Hellforge Hammer. The Hellforge Hammer is a quest item that most people do not think twice about, because it is a quest item, right? However, the Hellforge Hammer is a hammer that has no level requirement. And it has no strength requirement, and it has no dex requirement, and you can transfer it to a lower level character, effectively giving them an ultimate killing weapon for Acts 1 through Act 4. Now, granted, if when you get to a certain point, this Hellforge Hammer is no longer useful to you, you can essentially, drop it on the ground. But here's the thing about Hellforge Hammer, is that pretend we are a low-level character. Now, how this works is a character who is a higher level will obtain the Hellforge Hammer. And when they obtain the Hellforge Hammer, they will then proceed to go into a game with a low-level character that is level 1. You take the Hellforge Hammer and you drop it on the ground for the level 1 character. The level 1 character then joins the game and with little red cheeks and a smiling face, goes, "For me!" and picks up the Hellforge Hammer and puts the Hellforge Hammer on. And because the Hellforge Hammer requires no strength, no dex, and has some pretty amazing stats, you will be able to pretty much wreck all of normal difficulty with ease with this stupid little hammer until you find something better. Not only does it have better one-handed damage than most of the weapons in the shop, if we go over to Charcy in Act 1 difficulty, you will notice we got a 3 to 6 one-handed axe. We've got a 4 to 11 one-handed axe with some decent little sockets. 4 to 12 with some max damage. Even the two-handed weapons are paling in comparison to the 6 to 15 on the physical damage for a one-handed weapon. This steel large axe is 6 to 13, which is still not even better than the 6 to 15 on the one-handed Hellforge. This is also a normal attack speed weapon, whereas the Hellforge Hammer is a fast attack speed weapon. On top of that, it also has stats on it for whatever reason. They gave it 5 to 20 fire damage, which is a pretty amazing amount of fire damage and can be augmented with socketed equipment. So for instance, if I wanted to, I could find a nice little 2-socket helmet and throw in 20 poison damage gems or something along those lines. It also gives 35 defense, which is kind of ridiculous for level 1. At level 1, you pretty much have no defense, and you're utilizing pieces of equipment like this, like a cracked cap with 3 strength, and like a torn quilted armor with like 5 defense, and you've got like a sash with 1 defense, and it has like 2 durability, and it breaks in like 3 seconds, and a pair of gloves that you found on the ground that still have bloodstains on them from the last person that used them with a whole 2 defense. And if you add all the defense up of all the items that you could possibly put on, the Hellforge Hammer beats like the entire lot. And then if you add in the fact that you can also equip all this crappy gear and beef up your defense even further, the Hellforge Hammer becomes kind of an absolutely silly normal difficulty item. Not only does it have 5 to 20 fire, not only does it have 35 defense, but it also gives you 40% fire resistance. And fire resistance is really the main resistance that you need in Act 1, Act 1 normal, because the majority of the monsters here are going to be utilizing fireballs and firebolts and hydras and meteors and all sorts of crazy things like that. You don't generally tend to hit a lot of the other elements. Rakanishu has lightning, but for the most part, a lot of what you come across here is Fallens shooting fireballs at you, and various types of fire attacks. Now, when you get to Act 2 difficulty, obviously there's more than just fire, but there are also fire archers, which, believe it or not, also is going to this 40% fire resistance is going to help with. And as you can see, you can pretty much just one-shot just about everything with this particular hammer. You can also pair it up with a shield. And it kind of has like a cool graphic as well, which is kind of neat. Now, if you complete the Hellforge quest, this will disappear, but by Act 4, normal difficulty. Hopefully you have upgraded to something else by now. But if you would like to, what is it called, twink out your character as high as humanly possible, the Hellforge Hammer is an option. Another such option is actually one that I'll be covering next, and I will see you over on that video. I usually go over the process of telling people where to find the unique item. But the interesting thing about the Hellforge Hammer is that it always drops from Hephaestus, and so you always know where to find one. You can just simply go to normal difficulty, and assuming you have not completed the quest, kill Hephaestus, and Hephaestus will drop a hammer. And basically, you're going to take that hammer and you're going to drop it off to one of your low-level characters. Now, it is important to note that I'm pretty sure the hammer does not go into the shared stash. So if you try to put the hammer into the shared stash, it will not work. You can put the hammer into your personal stash, which is fine. And you can drop the hammer on the ground, and you can also drop it for someone else who needs to pick it up. And I didn't even notice, but on the screen there we did have a huge bevy of this item cannot be placed in the shared stash notifiers, which is pretty funny. So if you were looking for a broken OP weapon to tackle normal difficulty with, the Hellforge Hammer is certainly one of those weapons that you can use. Because it has no requirement of level, because it has no requirement of strength or dex, you can even use this on a sorceress or a necromancer and just run around murdering everything. Why not? As always, I do appreciate you guys and gals watching my videos, even when they are about silly items like the Hellforge Hammer. And as always, keep watching.